Be authentic. If it's something that you're passionate about, it doesn't become work. You're the only one that knows what's really inside of you. And if it's something that you truly believe in, you got to give it a shot, if nothing else. I'm Alvin Clayton. I'm the owner of Alvin Friends restaurant in New Rochelle. We've been in business now for 15 years. Prior to that, I was a professional model. I also had a restaurant in Los Angeles with some celebrities, Denzel Washington and a few people. It was called Georgia. It was a southern restaurant. And me being from Trinidad, which is where I'm originally from, I combined for Alvin Friends my Caribbean roots with the southern restaurant that I had in LA. The real person that put the restaurant together was a guy named Brad Johnson, who was a very famous restaurateur. So I kind of learned back of the house operation from him. And being in LA, you see celebrities all the time, and most of the restaurants there take great care of celebrities. And I saw that, and I always said, you know what, everybody pays the same amount of money, yet, they treat celebrities so much better than the run-of-the-mill person. And so I said, always wanted, once I have my own restaurant, to kind of have everybody feel like a celebrity. And I think that comes from me. I'm here, I go to all my tables, I greet all my guests. So it's almost like, hey, let's go visit Alvin. That's the kind of vibe of the space, And with the name Alvin Friends, you've got to have that kind of vibe. It is like a cut of America. I mean, you walk into my restaurant on any particular day, you see people of all ilks, you see different ethnicities, you see different age levels. And the beautiful thing, and the thing that I'm most proud of, everybody gets along really well in here. It feels very comfortable. Being born in the Caribbean, when my mom came to the United States, I was raised by my grandparents. And I don't remember anybody coming into our home where my grandmother, if they sat down at all, my grandmother brought something out for them. Have some tea, have some biscuits or whatever. And that's a part of my upbringing. I've been in the kitchen with my grandmother since I was 8 years old. And so I love that whole thing of cooking and taking care of people and really having them have a great time. And so I think that part, when you come into the restaurant, you feel that vibe, you feel that energy of like, this is a cool place to be. This is, people really genuinely caring that I'm here. One thing that we do love about New Rochelle is the diversity of people. I think it's a cut of Americana. It has everybody, and I feel everybody kind of gets along here. Being also very close to the city, that was one of the draws for us. So I think, the community is very strong here in New Rochelle, and we love the community. I always loved art, and as a kid I would draw all the time. I would find magazine covers, do drawings and stuff like that. But I never, I couldn't say, I wanted to be an artist. While I was modeling in Paris, I went to Musée d'Orsay, and I absolutely fell in love with the work of Henri Matisse, the French Impressionist. Being able to draw, there's a simplicity to Matisse's work that I felt that I could replicate it. And so I started copying his paintings. For like 6 months, I just copied his paintings. And I started doing it. And, they weren't perfect, but they were very close. And then I said, you know what, I want to paint people of color like this. And I started painting and doing my art like that. Family members and friends, I think people picked that up. And they realize, this is a great space to be in a comfortable, welcoming space. And I think when you go out, that's what you want to get. You're spending your money, you have choices. I tell my staff all the time, people have choices. If they're here, if I'm here, the least I can do is say thank you for being here. And so that's kind of like the vibe that I have and what we try to give.